Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley, and this is Collective Coffee. Um, let's talk about this alien disclosure because we knew it was coming. So I don't know if you've ever researched Admiral Byrd's work from, I don't know, what was it, the 50s when he went on his flight to Antarctica. And he said that he was in contact with these beings inside the, so he went into Antarctica over the ice wall, and then there was like an underground world, and he talked to these beings that lived in there. And if you haven't studied this, the reason I'm talking about it is because they were not human, and they said that they were on the planet, on Earth, to ensure that nuclear war didn't continue, or like we didn't ruin the planet. And so Admiral Byrd was told that they were there monitoring everything. So I wanted just to bring that up because in this time we're seeing nuclear war being talked about, on the brink of World War III. And then they come out with this disclosure. And I know that we've talked about this a little bit, but like, I don't think that aliens are here to harm collective humans the way that like the governments are harming us. I feel like they're here to assist with us, and to hold the governments in check, honestly. And that's what Admiral Byrd's writings also talked about. So I just wanted to talk about it because I think it's really interesting timing. And I think that I think it's just fascinating too that like America is the only one disclosing this from what I've seen. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I really truly feel like there's a big connection with what we're seeing right now. There's folks that believe in Project Bluebeam that will be like this big fake alien invasion. Fake alien invasion to like get people into compliance and controlled. But I honestly think that if they're here, which they are, we know. Sorry, my movie is really loud. I just got my DVD player working again. Anyway, so I've got my Adam Sandler movie on. But anyway, I think that is interesting. I think that it's important to pay attention to all the things that connect with this moment, like nuclear threats, okay? First and foremost, have you guys seen Avatar, like the original? I just keep getting this parallel here. So if you've seen Avatar, I haven't seen the second one. Native folks were calling for a boycott on that. I haven't watched it. But the first one I've watched, and it just is totally what it feels like we're experiencing, like just the complete killing of our planet for resources, right? Like that whole metaphor exists in that movie. And I think it's just interesting to take movies and make them like these stepping stones of knowledge, right? Like everything has symbols, everything has bits of truth in it. At least that's what I believe. And so I really think about Avatar in the way that the natural resources were being extracted and the way that the people were being killed. And I see that happening here. And it's not far-fetched to see that relationship on our planet. And so I just feel like this disclosure is happening at a very interesting time. And I wouldn't be surprised if the government used it to their benefit. It feels like that's what's going to be happening. So I don't have any answers. I just wanted to get on here and talk about really what Bird's writings were. And for those of folks like say like, oh, he was just on like hallucinogenics, even still, if you've ever had psychosis or hallucinogens or an awakening of any sort, you know that you are given truth without really having concrete proof. So I believe he really did speak to folks that are living in the world. I don't think that really pertains to Flat Earth. Flat Earth has come out recently, within the past like decade, and these writings were written back in the 50s, 60s. Like Flat Earth as like a social movement has really taken off in the past few years. So I do believe that, I mean, you can see it. I've seen hidden tunnels and underground cities. There's this guy on TikTok who is a trucker, and he like tours these underground spaces. So I believe it's true. I believe that the galaxy is really watching the Earth. I do believe that there are people from other planets coming to help us as a collective, because like we as a collective, even when this fucking information is being presented to us, we're all like, who gives a fuck? Like, we are in such a time of crisis, especially in America, that people just don't give a fuck. So I really want us to just remember that the government is probably using this to their benefit somehow. There have been different dates that have been pushed out. I want to share this with really interesting. I saw someone on TikTok say that September 22nd was going to be like a catastrophic event somehow. And it wasn't like one of those time travelers. It was like someone... Come on, Marley, what are you doing? So anyway, they said that September 22nd is like the time that something's gonna go down, like massive. Like whether it's energy, the EMF or EMP, the whatever. If the grid goes down, people are talking and speculating about September 22nd. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because the other day Niall took my phone and hid it. Oh, it's not on here anymore. And I have this little burner phone that someone gave me for my like prepping stuff, and it's supposed to be like a Wi-Fi phone that can work if these ones don't. But I turned it on the other day when I couldn't find my phone because I was gonna see if I could call my phone using it, and it doesn't say it anymore. But I don't think you can see that. Oh, there you go. So it says emergency calls only, but you see the date, it says September 27th. When I, and it's not hooked up to Wi-Fi or anything. When I turned it on the other day, it said September 22nd. So it's been like 5 days. You see that? And so I thought that was very interesting. So now it's been on for a few days and it's changed. It's still not correct, but because it's like a burner phone, I thought that was really fucking interesting. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's coming. But I think that we can agree that shit's getting kind of crazy. And I think that we just need to be prepared. God, everybody has the zoomies. I think we need to be prepared for some... what was the word I was gonna say? I don't know. We need to be prepared for whatever it is the powers that be are preparing with allowing this information out, okay? These things have been studied for decades. The Roswell shit, everything that's happened. And it's always been, you know, a gaslighting fucking situation. You know, if people were saying they were abducted or if people were saying they saw something, they've always been, you know, taken care of, removed from the situation. And then we've just had so many disclosures and reactions to disclosures that we've seen in the past few months, that we need to remember that it is strategic, okay? Because this shit has been happening for decades. So it is strategic that it's being released right now, being talked about, okay? I think I might watch some X-Files just because I really enjoy like reading between the lines and looking at the symbology and making those connections in pop culture and, you know, real world. So anyway, I think I'm gonna watch some X-Files today if I can stomach it, just to see if I can pick up on some symbols, and I'll get back to you. We can do a Freedom Friday. Oh fuck, today's Friday. Oh shit, is today Friday? Oh fuck. Okay, well, I'll do a Freedom Friday today about symbology, because that's one of the topics I want to talk about. So I'll go ahead and get that one done once I get ready. But I just want us to be aware that there's a reason that these things are being disclosed right now. We are on the brink of nuclear attacks. And I know that the beings that Bird spoke with said, we're here to ensure that you don't kill your own planet, as like a people, you know, and the people are very different from these powers that have access to these things, right? None of us want this. I don't want to live in a nuclear fallout world. No, thank you. So I just want us to remember that there's a reason, there's a strategy behind these disclosures, and there's more truth than what we're being told. So I just want you to remember that. But yeah, I wouldn't be afraid. I would just be aware that this is a tactic. And I don't think it's getting the response that they want at all. Because people are like are struggling to survive minimally, right? Like groceries, shit like that. Housing, right? Like our basic human rights, we're struggling as a collective, as a society, to be safe in those spaces, right? So, because it didn't get the response I feel like they wanted, I feel like we're going to be seeing something pick up to ensure an adequate response for control and compliance. So I need you to remember that. Don't react to them. Fuck it. Aliens are here to help us. They know that things have been unbalanced, you know. There's a lot of like African tribes too that have talked about like ancient aliens and civilizations. That movie, The Fifth Element, with Bruce Willis, that kind of thing, like ancient Egypt. But I know like the Zulu people of South Africa also had conversations and have their own experiences, and I don't want to say myths because it's not a myth, but like their own truth and stories. And I know that person that had those conversations with that alien died in 2020. I don't remember the elder's name, but he did pass away. There were like 3 or 4 really big spiritual folks who passed away in that year. And so anyway, I just want to put it out there that like we can expect some more things to ensure a reaction. Okay, so I'm gonna watch X-Files today, at least a couple of their alien episodes, and I'll make a video about symbology. And yeah, I hope y'all have a good day. Have a good one.